Good afternoon. Today is National Bring Your Daughters and Sons to Work Today. And so instead of just bringing them to work, we decided to put them to work. So let's begin. All right, line up, please. Hopefully it was loud enough there. My name is Jim Austin. I'm the CEO of Vertex, and our three traders we have with us today are Jackson, Hannah, Jacob, and our compliance officers here, which is where we're going to go today, Parker and Dylan. And so with that, you guys go ahead and do your change. Part of what we're going to do is a lot of activity just happened. Everybody knows the floor is not there anymore. But there was a lot of data. A lot of things were just said. A lot of things were just yelled. Some of which we can understand. Some of which we did not. And the only thing that was tracked back then was the actual fill itself. So all that activity, nothing was kept. Which leads us to the big data question of market data today. This is just it's a very simple chart that basically shows at Vertex we capture over 4.5 million messages per day, every day. And even though you can't really read it very well, Twitter does 500 million. So just to put that in a quick comparison, the amount of data that flows through our system is quite substantial. Which then leads to, since our traders have graduated from being floor traders, that's good. They are now screen traders. This is where the data begins. Everything you see here, we have three traders. And they're creating all this activity. And part of what we do is to capture all of this data. Well, once you capture all this data, what do you do with it? How do you collect it? How do you manage it? How do you store it? What are the analytics? What are the visualizations? This is happening nonstop, all day, every day. Well, once we get to this level of data, the question becomes with regulators, SROs, FCMs, is quite simple. And this gets directly to the heart of the matter, is what are the behaviors we're trying to accomplish? What are the behaviors, the things we're looking at in the marketplace that people talk about? People talk about these behaviors, and our new chairman was fantastic in Boca. He was just appointed a few months ago, and they're making some significant changes at the CFTC, and that's great. Well, the very next step to that is, do you have the right tools at your firm, whether it's a big firm or small firm? And our traders have graduated from being a floor trader to a screen trader, and now they have their glasses. They are quants. And so with them being quants and them doing their work, the question is, what are we looking at here? Quick lesson, very simply. This is 1 millisecond of data in a particular instrument on a particular day. It's a lot of data. You can't make sense of it. There's not really an obvious pattern there. The only thing you need to know is that everything with a white box around it is an insert to the market. Everything with a black box is a delete. And just color boxes are modifications. 1 millisecond of data, all stored, all captured. Well, that's the behavior. And when it comes to the compliance officers now, they tap their trader on the shoulder. Our purple trader, there she is. Our purple trader gets a tap on the shoulder saying, I think you're flickering. Well, what is flickering? It's a behavior. And it happened in 1 millisecond, and she seemed to do it across the market many times here in a very short period of time. Next, we were able to distinguish red trader. Red trader is at a different firm, trading something different, and there is his activity. Lastly, we have yellow trader. Yellow trader is another firm as well. He gets the same tap on the shoulder by the compliance officers saying, you need to quit that behavior. Based on the system we are looking at and the tools we have access to, you are not in compliance. Therefore, a tap on the shoulder. However, what they missed was these didn't happen in isolation. They weren't misbehaving. Therefore, we have a confusion on the trader spot. There you go. This is actually how the real world happened. That's actually what is happening on the screen. Purple was responding to yellow, who was responding to red, who was circling back, responding to purple, and it goes on and on and on. And because it's very good computer programmers here, they had a code sequence in place that unless there was a new piece of data, a new participant, a new quote, or a fill, or a trait, whatever that was, this will continue on. So therefore, without the full market context of the data that's streaming in, whether it's from a screen trader or it's from algorithmic, whatever the path of that data gets to those systems, you get to this point, which then asks the question, who is behaving? And these are great kids, so of course they're behaving. But as traders, the compliance officer needs to know it. That's their job. And without the full market context, you may have other tools in your arsenal. Those tools may consist of AI, machine learning, and some other things like that, and that's great. The one thing I will say that I have an opinion on is that with those tools, they are great at what they do, but AI isn't necessarily needed for what I just showed on the screen. There were 3 traders, and there were activities. If whatever the machine learning was done with just one of those traders, if they had just chosen purple trader, it would have found them guilty of something, or misbehaving, if you will. So at the very end, good thing for us is that our compliance officers think that our traders have been behaving themselves and doing a great job. And, here you go, that's all I have for you. I will say this, that I want to really thank Mark Harabuda at Bar Chart for allowing me to bring this group with me. It was a challenge, but it's a great challenge. And to thank everybody for that. It's been great, and thank you.